It is hard to believe that almost 2,000 years ago, a Roman emperor wrestled with many of the same things that people today wrestle with. The Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius was grappling with uncertainty and power and gigantic pressures of empire, and managed to somehow pin down thoughts which will echo through the ages, offering counsel on how to preserve at least something of inner peace. However, it's not just looking back into history. It's a mirror into today's struggles with the fast-paced changes happening in and around our world. On that note, today we learn all about Stoicism, learn to lead a better life and learn to give or derive resilience against the storms of fate and circumstance with this ancient wisdom. Follow with me as we unlock enough secrets to being calm and maintaining a positive attitude irrespective of the outcome or situation in life. If you do appreciate what we are doing here, kindly give us a sub and kindly do not skip so you can mine every nugget of wisdom we're about to unearth. This whole idea isn't just about feeling good either. It's at the very core of Stoicism, something that Marcus Aurelius did himself every single day. The thing is to learn how to reshape thoughts. Look at the problems in life not as obstacles, but as stimuli for elation and growth. I find this very stoic in thought and believe that it might be so. There are some things that we cannot control, but surely we can be in control of the way we react to things. Our reaction to issues, produced by our thoughts and attitude, is the pivot that determines our reality. So, how do we inculcate that positive attitude? It starts from the premise that not every day will be perfect, and that you will, doubtless, be disappointed or knocked back during your journey. Both offer occasions for developing greater resilience and adaptability, which are core virtues of Stoicism. Marcus argues at length about the transitory nature of troubles and the importance of focusing on things that fall within the ambit of control. He emphasized introspection, that is, the process of looking at one's thoughts and reactions and then choosing a course that maintains one's values and standards. One familiar practical method of developing a positive attitude is to use the first few moments every day for self-reflection. This enables one to think of things to be appreciated, to which one can look forward, and how best to face the demands of the day with added peace and clarity. Then, a kind morning ritual makes these reminders stick. That means talking to yourself. You write, "With everything that's going on, I can handle this with the tools of a caring, serene, reflective human being." The other core tenet of Stoicism is inviting the good in. That means not wearing blinders to the bad, but relating to people, messages, and spaces that elate and nourish well-being. It would be another key to Stoicism. What is read about one's character and mentality is the company they keep. By picking relationships and inputs that reinforce one's positive values, one creates character and mentality. Lastly, build a positive attitude as a journey, not a destination through constant practice, with patience and persistence. It is from the viewpoint of a Stoic that one has to keep on working upon oneself at every moment, making small daily increments in the change in thought processes and how one responds. It doesn't change anybody's life in gargantuan ways each minute or hour, but it grows and sums into big life shifts in how one sees and responds to the world. Therefore, in life, we should always keep these Stoic principles in mind. 1. Focus on things that we can control, like our thoughts and attitudes and our reactions. Calm and positive be our guides. It's just setting up life to support deeper values and desires. And so here we go, believing that we do have the power to influence our attitude and hence our lives. Stoic thought insists that the practiced approach and the dialogue over time will shape what we see, and therefore how we are in reality. It is not just the language one gives to life vocally, but rather the inner dialogue that journeys with us hand in hand. The wisdom explains that in an attempt to live virtuously and content, we must be the authors of a script not only unleashing positive thoughts, but dismissing destructive thoughts. How can we feed our minds with words that are going to be uplifting and supporting to our well-being? One great way of achieving this is through positive affirmations. Positive affirmations are purposefully created positive phrases or declarations of goals, strength, and all the good things we can harbor in our life. Thus, it is only through the repeated affirmation of our ability, our worth, that we are exercising love for ourselves, while we embed into the subconscious such positive beliefs to become a part of our being. Marcus Aurelius himself contained in his Meditations a formula for the exercise in Stoic self-reinforcement, a daily reminder of how to behave in a manner consistent with his principles. What will perhaps have played a large part in that is getting into the literature that preaches the virtue of Stoicism. It does so change a person in terms of both thought and action, whether from Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, Seneca's letters, or the modern view. Such texts might offer a source of comfort amidst a stormy, busy world, but equally often indicated a way to simplify life and enrich it in a very pragmatic sense, to put things into perspective, to look through all the tumult of the surface, and to find peace in the acceptance of what we can do nothing about. Moreover, the conversation we keep and the company we hold can have a great relation to our mental land. Stoicism emphasizes the function community and dialogue have in character formation. Discursive practices that are both intellectually and ethically challenging tend to sharpen our thoughts and make us grow. Simultaneously, we are spurred to live up to those very qualities when surrounded by others who possess precisely the qualities we admire. And such is the case with Centauro, he by which we walk, posting and encouraging our ways with the words of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and other Stoic philosophers. They knew very well and lived through the concept that physical health is not really much on prevention from diseases, but on the growth of a body and a mind with resilience and vigor to deal with vivacity on the adversities of life. This is what informs self-discipline and moderation to maintain good health. Now, this is not drawn up as a kind of regimented and punishing program, but from acute awareness of what your body needs and the means to provide it with such care. It merely means nourishing your body with the right healthful foods that will energize you, getting enough sleep, for even nature demands sleep and rest, said Marcus Aurelius himself, and exercise. Not as a punishment exercise, but as in the indulgence of the powers with which your body is gifted, and the method of showing a regard for its architecture. Stoic philosophy, however, doesn't concern itself solely about physical health. It rather generalizes health to the mental and emotional kind as well. Stoics engage in media ration and writing so as to declutter their minds. They handle these thoughts with such wisdom and perspective that, in the end, provides them with the ability to manage not only stress, but also the emotional upsurge. This is more applicable today with mental health having been elevated to its footing with physical health. Stoics also believed in the role that social connections play toward our health. They value highly friendship, not only as a sentiment, but also a way in which they can reflect upon and exercise the virtues. Meaningful relations and a community may ever develop an emotional resilience that may buffer against loneliness and isolation. These ideals of Stoicism could be applied to everyday routine by setting attainable goals for health and mindfulness practices that keep one connected to the now, with activities that advance values and sense of purpose. Every step you take to improve your physical, mental, and social health is a step toward two cascadingly important effects: improvement in quality of life and reinforcement in your ability to live according to the virtues of Stoicism. For its part, care for your health in the Stoic sense is not by any means a workout, a form of ordinary physical exercise. It is not an end in itself, but a holistic pursuit, kneeling down to bequeath you prepared to face life's vicissitudes, and is basically a combination of doing the best thing and tolerating what we can change. In promotion of balance across all dimensions of health, we pave the way for a fulfilling, peaceful life in Stoic accord. Marcus Aurelius rarely failed to write of gratitude within his personal reflection, and of how each experience was grounding, laying a wider view on the fluctuations of life. Through the appreciation of each detail the author shares, one will not look away from the cruelty of living. They will just put it into perspective in the larger picture of the experience of our life. Gratitude in Stoicism is seeing that anything that comes, good or bad, must be viewed as good for us and affording us the chance to live the life that was dealt to us at this particular point exactly as we needed it. It begins with small daily reflection. You take a few minutes each day to think of 3 things you are grateful for. Marcus Aurelius himself contained in his Meditations a formula for the exercise in Stoic self-reinforcement, a daily reminder of how to behave in a manner consistent with his principles. What will perhaps have played a large part in that is getting into the literature that preaches the virtue of Stoicism. It does so change a person in turn. It is this kind of relationship with life's varied experiences that strengthens our adaptability, making us more robust in the face of change. The authentic Stoic understands experiences not merely as pleasure and excitement, but as wells of knowledge about life and themselves. It has to mean getting out of your comfort zone every day to face the unknown with curiosity and openness. Maybe it's experiencing another country, or learning a new skill, or merely changing part of your daily routine. The way of acting taught by Stoicism, which means that it is by facing new challenges, is from the above, basically. You certainly exercise courage every time you do something that phases you. You do some work with your wisdom every time you learn something new in the world or who you are, and certainly practice temperance by finding balance in new and unfamiliar scenarios. All of these experiences shape you into someone more adaptable and stronger. Besides, Stoicism learns the importance of perspective, something one can develop profoundly through new experiences. Evidence shows that meeting other cultures, ideas, and lifestyles really help to chisel away at our biases and preconceptions that clip off the right aims of understanding the world. These experiences help us open up our minds in a wider, more panoramic view of ourselves, interpersonally and intrapersonally, contemplating our very own beliefs and values in a much wider world, making a sense of appreciation and gratefulness even higher when you travel. In most cases, ending up in situations that thwarts one's preconceptions and trying to shove them in order to understand people in a better way. This can lead you to being more compassionate as you learn to appreciate not just your life, but the lives of other people across the earth. In practical terms, start small if large changes seem daunting. This way, a new food can be read, a book that is not in your favorite genre, take a different route to work, or start a conversation with a stranger. Every small step combines to make a giant step in your Stoic practice for building the courage to take on even bigger challenges. Through the practice of experiencing new places, you learn to live better, turning every day into an adventure in which you test and build your character. Get your actions to align with the Stoic goal, to be the best version of yourself, ready for whatever life hurls your way. Stoics, such as Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, more prosaically, raved about the importance of actions that enhanced life's positive view, the knowledge of being able to fortify the soul, even against the harshest external circumstances. Stoicism has one of the best mechanisms for keeping a positive outlook by being engaged regularly in highly nutritious mind and soul activities. Examples could be many, such as writing, painting, playing music, and many others. And also, not only some time off from our stressful daily life situations and tension, but also some real experiences of self-expression and personal growth that could help us reflect on our lives and the Stoic principles, such as acceptance of that which we cannot change. And of course, even on the one of enjoying that which we can mold to our satisfaction. Besides, the Stoics propose involvement in community and health-giving activities. For example, when you volunteer, this gives you not just a chance to give back, but it is yet another major way to practically connect to the core of the Stoic virtue of serving others. This enforces the idea of interconnectivity between all people and brings to the social contribution one has the potential to make positively in the lives of others. That in return increases one's sense of purpose and fulfillment. Activities such as yoga or team sports. These enhance mental well-being by promoting the release of endorphins, which create a feeling of general well-being. Since these activities involve enduring some hardships or having some trouble with teamwork, they eventually make one patient, disciplined, and have the Stoic values of working in concert within a team. Now, by including nature in our daily activities, like a walk in the park, gardening, or even just sitting under a tree, we are simply reaching out for natural law, a core tenet in Stoic thought. It gives peace of mind about the big order of things, exactly what the Stoic view, promoting the acceptance of things as they come, with grace and calmness, needs. While engaging in such activities that would encourage a positive attitude toward life, Stoicism says that these actions should be more intentional and mindful of what those real virtues are that would enrich one's life and satisfy one's values. This means an improvement of self-happiness and resilience, not to talk about the general building of life that is unflinchingly good, fully lived, and strongly interlinked with the welfare of others.
Maybe it was a sunny day at work, or an uneventful day, or the smile from a stranger. It distracts you from what is missing or what is wrong, but at the same time to what is there abundantly and right in your life, leading you to be a little less of a feeling person and more of a man or woman of reason and optimism, as the Stoics would say. Here it applies yet more philosophically. Every bit of adversity is really an opportunity for patience, resilience, and empathy. One can even take feelings of being victimized or frustrated and turn them through that kind of expectation into feelings of empowerment and proactive engagement with life. That's not to mean, in other words, that one should deny or refuses to experience the painful or trying, just that they will have to face themselves honestly in that pain, yet not fail to see the possibility of growth and learning. By the same token, to be a Stoic is, to say the least, making known your appreciation to others. It is in the very embrace of life that you live a fulfilling life. So, when you thank a friend for a favor, a colleague for a kind word, or even an acquaintance for the smallest act of generosity, you acknowledge that they have enriched your world. Put another way, gratitude is what strengthens communities and happy people. Gratitude within the Stoic conception, however, is literally far more than feeling grateful. It is the attitude of learning about life and its full spectrum, attitudes built resiliently against difficulties thrown from outside and deepening in understanding toward the intrinsic goodness of life. It becomes, with time and regular practice, very cliched in one of the basic building blocks of a well-lived Stoic life, bringing not only personal happiness, but general well-being for all those around you. As humans in their completion toward the inward, we took aim at things not only outward. The process, on the other hand, is of equal importance for the development of our inner virtues to lead a life according to our being. The Stoics, on the other hand, contended that it was intentions that kept us good and virtuous simultaneously, thereby engendering the perfection of self, yet in service to the collective good. Not only do they caution us to be wary of what we are attempting to do, but also of the way we should go ahead to achieve the same. Be unillusory. First, give an honest appraisal of how things are now. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Or where do you have problems? It is important to know where you are starting from in regard to this, so that you set relevant goals in the context of your. As we wind down our tour today, remember that Stoicism is a path of accepting life's challenges with courage and an undisturbed heart, making every obstacle an opportunity to grow. Thank you for being with us at the Stoic Journal. If you found today's insights valuable, a thumbs up really does make a huge difference on our end of things. But, more importantly in this case, consider joining us for one of the suggested videos on your screen. Each goes deeper into this very practical and very transformative world of Stoic philosophy. It's your involvement and reflection that makes our community as strong as it is. We are grateful for it. See you soon.